Shrike here. Finally, it looks like the market is recorrected. That spike that I predicted, you betcha, it happened. Bitcoin, let's look at Bitcoin first. Spike went all the way down to, looks like we went all the way down to about 1400. Just above 1400 as automated buying systems kicked in. This is that classic Gartner style correction, okay? So too high, we're too low. If you haven't bought here, you've missed it. If you're holding, you just have good news ahead, which is that it's going to start to stabilize up here. As we look at long-term fundamentals for Bitcoin, we see that it is on a very, well, it's actually flat, you could say, but projecting probably is going to be around 1600 in the next few days again. Good time to buy, good time to hold. Anyways, this, yeah, a lot of hitting the bottom right now. It's bouncing along the bottom a little bit, and then starting a slow climb. Ethereum. So I predicted there'd be profit taking on at least one of these large currencies. There was profit taking on all of them. Okay, Ethereum was the most dramatic. In fact, I was having funny feelings about this at 12:27, and I texted someone I know about this, and sure enough, it started correcting, because look at this kind of spike. Okay, when you have a run up like this is 30 minutes. Let's increase it to 5-minute intervals. When you have a run up that is end over end going every 5 minutes, it's increasing by let's call it 1-2% of the value of the currency. That's not sustainable. This kind of angle here and here. See, there's a nice longer slow climb, and then when you have these increases like this, that's an indicator that you're about to have a sell-off. And sure enough, it happened. It went all the way down. In fact, if you're looking minute by minute at this market, if you were actually watching this glued to your computer screen minute by minute, you would have caught this spike all the way down to about 960. And that is incredible. If you're actually sitting there, not actually having an automated buy, but actually sitting there waiting to buy, when you see this decline, I don't know what these people are thinking. If you're selling off on a curve that's going down like this, it's going to climb again, folks. I don't know what's going on with that. So yeah, if I see this kind of curve, I start buying. And sure enough, it climbs again, okay? And it looks like bottom was hit. Bottom rattled around at about 965 on ETH. Not bad. If you had sold with your instincts at around 12 or 1150 even, and then you bought down here, you'd be making a good profit if you're playing with a good chunk of change. And sure enough, there it is, going back up again. It's going to dip again a little bit. This line right here is the line of the increase of value over time of Ethereum. And if you look back, if you actually go back to, say, like a 4-hour increment here in TradingView, you see that it's still overvalued. We're carrying out, we're living through a spike in interest, and the big question is, does it plateau out around 1100, 1000, or does it go back down to where the real value projected would be, which is probably about 800? Okay, my guess is going to be somewhere in between. It'll probably be like 950. My prediction on this, by the way, has held so far. Okay, I thought it was going to drop to 850 or 900, but it actually dropped to 960. So more or less accurate, but we're still seeing this playing out. Ethereum, not a buy right now. This is, I would even say that's a sell. When I see that, that's a sell. I'm going to hold on to mine, but we'll see. Litecoin, surprising there. It's just not able to plateau the way that I would like. Let's go back to 15-minute intervals here. Litecoin is rattling along, testing the bottom. It had its sell-off at about 12, I think it was actually 1235 or 1238. And if you were able to watch for this curve and you're glued to your computer screen, you would be doing yourself a favor by buying when you're seeing this downward slope. It is, the trend line is up again. I am disappointed, though. I thought we'd be testing highs of like 275, 300 by now. It's taking longer than that. And I think a lot of that is because the people who are buying Litecoin earlier are so involved in things like Tron and Ripple I mean, the people who love the flashy, cheap objects are distracted. So don't worry about it. Litecoin has strong fundamentals as a coin with limited supply and almost limitless demand. I am not concerned about this. This is a good time. Anywhere below 250 with Litecoin is a good buy. I wouldn't be buying it right now. But don't worry about it. Bcash. Bcash is the most surprising of all. Actually, it's really not because it's still testing that bottom. In fact, it went all the way down to 22 and change. Okay, this is where it has been playing for the last half month, and ultimately that's not surprising. I was betting that in this range in here, it's finally picking up enough to start plateauing around 2,500 and up, but we just don't see that demand yet. And frankly, I'm wondering if we ever will. Bcash is, again, not the new shiny object in town. Okay, so people are looking at all this other stuff. Its fundamentals are not that strong. I mean, yeah, sure, it transfers faster and completes a blockchain faster than Bitcoin, but it's not Bitcoin.